everyone, this is Kelly with Books I'm Not Reading, and of course I'm here today to finally do the Booktube at the Gym tag created by Brian at Bookish. And I think this is a fabulous tag. I'm sure you've seen Brian's version, but I will link to it down below in case you somehow have missed it. And we're going to do a workout today, both literary and physical. Because we don't do anything halfway on Books I'm Not Reading. So here we go. Let's get into the questions. Number 1, bench press. Gives you a chance to show off. What book are you proud of having read? And it's not just one book, but a whole series of books, because I have read all of the books that have won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, or as it was previously known, Pulitzer Prize for the Novel, which started in 1918. I have not read this year's winner, The Overstory by Richard Powers, but that definitely is on my summer lineup, if I can get the copy from the library, of course. Question number 2, leg day. Lots of people like to skip leg day. What book, genre, author have you skipped because you don't think you can handle it, or do you wish you had skipped? So this is a wish you had skipped. And I'm going back to the Pulitzers here because in 1974, no award was given because the committee recommended to the Pulitzer Board Gravity's Rainbow by Thomas Pynchon. So I kind of felt partially obligated to read the book, and man, I'm so sorry about that decision. I really regret it. I'm sure there's some Pynchon fans out there that I'm going to hear from on this, but I would love the time that I spent reading Gravity's Rainbow back. I could really use those hours. All right, let's get back to the workout. Question number 3, crunches. We all know crunches are good for us. What's a book you read because you needed to gain a better understanding of literature, your work, or history? So for this example, I would just like to discuss the 3 employers who required me to read various books, and yet only one of them had actually read the book that they recommended. One of them clearly did not know what was in the book because it was completely counterintuitive to the company's policies. And the other 2 were from the same employer, and I was totally floored. I don't know if they just grabbed them somewhere or what. Like, if they were in somebody's office or something. But yeah. So I read 4 books for work. One of them my employer did read, and we had a great discussion about it. But so it's not always so good for you, I guess. All right. Question number 4, the treadmill. It's all about endurance. What's a difficult or long book that you powered through? I had a hard time with this one, but I finally ended up choosing, hold on to the side here, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. Let's see, there. This is a very different kind of book for me to read, and I did enjoy it, but man, it is a doorstopper. So, yeah, there are some images though from that book that have stayed with me, which I really appreciate. We did buy the I guess miniseries adaptation of it, but Jason still hasn't read it, so I haven't been able to watch it. I'm just hoping that those scenes that I really remember and loved are in the film adaptation as well. So that'll be fun. Something to look forward to. Question 5, lat rows. You notice we're taking a little break from the workout here. This is all about feeling good. What's a book or an author, a genre you read because it makes you feel good or it brings you joy? And I am going to go with The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. And both Jason and I read this, gosh, within the last couple of years. And we just loved it, and it was so much fun to talk about the characters, and it's just, I mean, you could say it's a children's book, but I think it has a lot to say to adults as well. So it's just absolutely, yeah, just a book that we make reference to once in a while. And for my birthday this year, Jason actually got me, I think it's the mole that's in this book, for our backyard. So I'm really looking forward to spending some time outdoors reading this summer next to a character from The Wind in the Willows. If you haven't read this, it's a slim little thing, and I really, really encourage you to pick it up because, again, it will make you feel good and it will bring you joy. Number 6, squats. That heavy weight can get you down. What's a book you found depressing but you pushed through? So, I have 4 books. They are part of a very famous series, The Rabbit Books by John Updike, Rabbit Run, Rabbit Redux, Rabbit is Rich, and Rabbit at Rest. I read these books as part of the Pulitzer Project because the last 2 books, of course, that had to be the last 2, did win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. And I hated them. I hated the characters. It was not a pleasant experience at all. I'd rather do squats all day. I feel confident. So I don't own any of those books anymore because, yeah, it was too much heavy lifting on those. Question 7, bicep curls. It's easy to overdo these. Name 2 authors that you've read too much of. So, I can't think of anything recent because there are so many wonderful things that I want to read that if I don't like a particular author, one of their books, like I'm not afraid to say I'm done and I'm never going back. The only thing I can think of is like growing up, I read a ton of my mom's romance novels. So I've read an awful lot of an author that I don't even know if anyone on Booktube knows about, but I've read a lot of Laverne Spencer. So, but again, that was, oh my goodness, middle school, high school. Read a couple Jude Devereaux's. I read one Danielle Steele, but it was just, yeah, that was, yeah, I didn't return any of that. And at a certain point, I think college, like the last book I read before I went to college was Time Swept Brides. and then I think the next book was in my book journal is like The Odyssey. And so, yeah, I didn't really return to those books once I finally got to dig into more serious literature at college. All right, question number 8, the triceps. And I believe Brian references tricep dips, but this is another easy way to get your triceps working out there. I don't know how many of these I'm going to be able to do, but the triceps are often overlooked. And so the prompt is to name 3 authors that you'd like to read more of. And I'm going to take sort of a classic approach to this. I need to read more Shakespeare. I need to read more classics of antiquity. I've read the Odyssey, but I haven't read the Iliad. I've read Ovid, but that was a really long time ago. So yeah, I'd like to read more books from that period. And finally, the Bible. And I'm just saying these 3 because they are referenced so often in literature that I think it's really important to be familiar with them. The Bible, I mean, you can be familiar with it as a book of faith, but you can also be familiar with it just as literature. Because it is referenced so often in so many other books, and if you don't know the reference, then the book suddenly can be quite different for you. So those are 3 I hope to aspire to read more of in the future. My main priority or goal at this moment is every year to read a Jane Austen, a Charles Dickens, and a Shakespeare play. And I am on track to do that this year for the first time, which is exciting. Okay, enough of that. Well, that was quite a workout. And now it's time to tag some people to share their literary workout routines. And ladies, we are not well represented when it comes to this tag, so I definitely want to see some more women take this tag on. So I'd like to tag Jasmine at Jasmine's Reads, Claudia from Spinster's Library, Kate Howe, Lindsay Reads, and finally, somebody that you may not know, you may not have seen her channel, she's a little bit new to Booktube, and that's Megan Hannett. If you like Anne of Green Gables, you will love Megan's channel. but Megan, I'm sure Anne Shirley would enjoy a good workout too, don't you think? So, alright Booktube, this was so much fun. Thank you so much, Brian, for creating this tag. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, Booktube. Bye-bye.